Hello and welcome. This video will explain the pricing model that we have on bill of materials and setting up price lists and using that as price break quantities in your quotations. So to get started, I want to look at the two pricing models that we have in Fraction. To do that, if we go to settings and your company profile, and on this page, we have an option for the bill of material costing is either your gross margin or hourly rate and markup. So let me explain the difference. The gross margin, we take the direct costs of your parts and the direct cost of your labor, or rather the operations, to calculate the total direct costs of each part. We then apply a gross margin to determine what the selling price would be. In the other model of hourly rate and markup, you would sell your operations at a fixed hourly rate, so maybe £50 per hour, and the markup is applied to only the parts. So the model is the price of your materials with a markup, maybe 5 or 10%, plus the hourly selling rate of your labor, which might be £50 per hour. And that's how we determine the selling price. Once you've selected one of those models, that will be the default for your company. So every bill of materials will either show you the hourly rate and markup model, or it will show you the gross margin model. For this demo, I'm just going to leave this as hourly rate and markup. It really doesn't affect the demo, it just affects how we determine the pricing on the bill of materials. So now let's move to the bill of materials and look at the costing. And for an example, we'll take this bracket assembly. So on this bill of materials, we have a couple of parts. These are the prices of each of the parts, the laser cut profile and the hex nut. And then we have a couple of operations, and these are the hourly rates. At the bottom, we have costing. So we have the total parts at 7, and we're adding a 5% markup. This can be changed just by editing that, but the 5% is a default that you can set for your company. And you can also edit case by case. Then on the operations cost, we have a total of 42.92, let's say. So that's our calculation for suggested selling price is 50.26. So when you start the bill of materials, you'll always see that there's a price list for 1. And based on the suggested selling price, we might make that 50. So we'll edit this price list item to be 50 and press save. So now this is effectively the default price of the part. If I open a quotation and I type any quantity in, it'll show me the price as 50. So in order to turn that into a more of a price list where we have some discount on volume, let's just add in the quantities that we want. So we'll add in 2, we'll add in 5, and we'll do one more at 10. So now we can see the suggested selling price is being recalculated based on the setup time. So obviously the setup time, you only have to perform it once. After that, we just have a run time. So let me adjust this to make that 44.5. We'll make this one 41. And then we'll go for 40 when we get to 10. So that's how we use the bill of materials to cost the part initially and then to calculate the price breaks that we would apply to that. Now let's go to a sales order and see how that looks. So I've set up an inquiry for a customer, and I'm just going to add the demo bracket to it. So it was demo-bracket. And if we just type the quantity of 1, the selling price is loaded as 50. What we can also do now is just demonstrate that if we change that quantity to 2 and press save, if we hit the refresh, we will refresh that price to the 44.50 and so on. So as you increase the quantities, it will look up what the price break is to suit the quantity. What we can also do is demonstrate to the customer what they would pay if they opted for different quantities. So by clicking this price breaks, we can include, well, we're on 2 already, so let's just include the 5 and the 10. So now that we've added that, when we print our quotation, we'll just create a new quote and print the PDF. So on our quotation, the sales order line is actually a quantity of 2, and that's what we use to calculate the price on the quotation. But we've added in that the quantity of 5 and the quantity of 10 have these alternative prices if the customer wishes to see those price breaks or wanted to increase the quantity to get a better deal. So that's the end of this quick demo. Thanks for watching.